Everyone, I like podcasts made by just random buttfuck nobodies who just they have like a normal like blue collar job. They do nothing, but at the end of the day, they come home, they crack open a beer, and they start their own podcast because they actually enjoy it. They see stuff like Joe Rogan, they're like, I want to make my own podcast, and yeah, sure, the first few episodes gets nowhere, like 0 views, but they enjoy doing it. They might bring their friends along and have a good collab. They don't do it for profit. They do it because it's fun. I mean, most of these guys that are around, like 40 or 50, they see radio as like a dying art form. I don't really care because, when it comes to like podcasts, I'm much rather listen, to my phone, then, go in the car, put on my radio and listen to whatever's on, instead of having my own decision to pick whatever I want. That's better, in my opinion, and objectively. Another reason why I like them so much is because you get to see like a very weird part of the life that most celebrities, they're so big on podcasts, every single time they do live is already out there. But with them, you get to hear every weird part of them. It's like meeting someone at a bar, you hit it off now, you drink a couple of beers, but as the night goes on, you learn, this guy, he slept with his mom in the same bed till he was 23, so, not the most sane guy. Most people know this already. The average, person, like every 1 out of 5, is a weirdo, is a freak. Oh, the only thing a podcast does is just put out the secrets, not the secrets, but the weird part of them, the very personal side. It puts it out there on the internet. And sometimes it can show a very scummy and retarded part of their life. Let me talk about Aaron Amhold. He's this guy who owns a podcast called The Steel Toe Morning Show. I probably don't have to give an introduction because it's only second best to the Joe Rogan Experience, but for the sake of pacing, I'll talk about it. It's this like random channel on YouTube that's been going on for 10 years. 10 years. You might believe it's very popular with small and rural communities, but it's not really. It only has 13,000 subs. Not bad, but for going on for 10 years, you'd expect to have a little bit more. But regardless, he is the example I was talking about before, about some random guy, a blue collar job, and he goes home, turns on the webcam, and makes his own podcast. He's wearing jock shirts at the age of 37, but that's fine, who doesn't? He even brings on his own friends, like this guy, and this guy. You talk about very good stuff, in Minnesota, whatever. I'm not gonna pretend like I listen to his podcast, because I don't. I'm only talking about his video because he recently got arrested for having a clip of his live stream. Oh, by the way, his podcast, he does it live, on air, for having a clip where he had his friend on, I have no idea who he is, and out of nowhere, like around the middle section, he goes on his phone, his actual phone, and sends a picture to his friend, and he's like, have you checked your phone yet? And all you can really hear is them being like,
did you check I like tattoos more than I think. Your boy didn't do too bad, did he?
That's the only clip where they bring that up, so a tiny in-joke between them. Not really sure, what value it has when the audience can't see it, but whatever. And it turns out, by the way, that clip was back in April, a long-ass clip, but it got touched him being arrested because it was his ex-wife that realized what he sent to his friend was actually a nude offer that Aaron, good old Aaron, was holding on to for revenge porn. He didn't really show it, but having on your live stream clearly showing you sent to a friend is the best evidence she has to prove that you sent news offer to another person without her consent. So just moron. If you're a fan of the show, you'll probably tell that it was a nude because from what I've read, this guy Aaron, he's been talking about his ex-wife, for so long back in May, about how much he hates her after they divorced. And because he mentioned nothing new about a girlfriend or someone he's dating, when the fans hear about something, like a nude, potentially, they might be like, wait, is that the nude that he had of his ex-wife all the way back in May that he's still holding on to? I mean, both of them said nothing about a nude, but when you can hear Aaron say, your boy didn't do that bad of a job, it feels like he's saying, hey man, I used to have a real fine piece of ass, didn't I? I don't know, it feels like that. Plus, with that comment about the tattoos, that definitely tipped over the ex-wife being like, oh, that's definitely my nude that he just sent, I know for a fact. And now, fast forward to today, with the fact that she charged him, and now he actually got arrested, it clearly does heavily show, that it was her nudes that he was holding on to and sent to his friend as revenge porn. And right now, he said that, he never sent it, he never had it, But with the fact that he got arrested, the most likely gonna look at his phone as part of an investigation and prove that he sent you his friend, at which point he'd probably be found guilty. So Aaron Amhold, shout out to you for having the show on go for 10 years. We'll probably end at this point. And shout out as well for looking like David Cross from Alvin and the Chipmunks. I like that about you.